This is Margaret Lee, Special People and Places. I'm in the Walker County Arts Alliance building. They are housed in the lower level of Jasper Bank, downtown Jasper, Alabama. I have a very special guest, Dr. David J. Rowland. Dr. Rowland has an exhibit on display here, and this is an opportunity for us to see some of his beautiful artwork. David, we were just discussing it. We have talked before, and I know your hometown. You were from Zanesville, Ohio. And refresh me again about the art that was produced in Zanesville, Ohio.
Numerous potteries. If you are a viewer of Antiques Roadshow, they feature many times Roseville pottery, Weller pottery, Ramsbottom pottery, and that Zanesville was the home of those potteries. At one time, Zanesville had over 30 potteries operating, and they had several tile plants. And of course, Zanesville doesn't have them anymore because the pottery industry has moved elsewhere.
And you said that it was after the war they disappeared, and what happened to them?
Well, most of the pottery went overseas and was produced in Japan and China and in the Southeast Asia, and it just the market disappeared. They apparently could produce it for less cost.
Well, there again, that just goes to show you, doesn't it? What can happen to our industries, and we have to be protective of them. But this was all prior to the war, and you actually worked in one of these pottery places prior to the war.
Studying, learning to be a time study production person. And my little cubicle was next to the designers and the sculptors in the pottery. And some of them took me under their wing, and they encouraged me to. I've always had a latent interest in art, and I sketched when I was a youngster and did things of that nature, and did some minor carving and sculpture on my own. And they apparently recognized it, so they took me under their wing. I have had no formal art training, but I've had some excellent art exposure.
You certainly did. And one point that you made to me, how important art is for children, you said you didn't have art in school either in Zanesville.
No.
And so it was this early exposure that really sparked your interest.
I was fortunate. I was in the right place at the right time, and they put me over there near the artist, and that's the story.
That's right, and you are so right, David, because people have to realize that just exposing our children how important it is.
It certainly is. It carries over into industry, and in the South, there's been some lack of interest in the graphic arts, but it's all changed because industry's moved here, and there's been a demand for these talents.
And David, I know you are so proud that Walker County has such an active Arts Alliance group to bring art into the schools for the children.
For a city this size, we really are fortunate. The Arts Alliance has sponsored so many events here, and I really feel that there's recognition of the value of art training for our youngsters.
We do, David. We have just dynamite people here. You know, Mike Putman and Pat Putman that's in charge of this. They're just, and well, there have been many. You know, they change presidents all the time. But these people are just extraordinary, aren't they? And just so passionate about the arts.
They're great, and we owe them a debt of gratitude for their leadership. We surely do.
We do, and I'm just hoping that more and more of the school groups will bring the children in here, and parents bring the children in here